Hello everyone, welcome to another Warrior Athletic video. Today is December 31st, 2018, and we are about to embark on the new year. I'd like to congratulate everyone that has set personal health and fitness goals as well as any type of goals for 2019. Let's make it a new year where you don't lose your resolutions, you don't drop your resolutions or your goals for the year. Tonight's topic is going to be consistency. Now, I want to add a word to it. Let's talk about positive consistency, because I'd like to say you can be consistently overeating or consistently doing something wrong, and that's going to lead to negative results. I want to talk about positive consistency, doing things in a positive manner over and over again, which is going to yield to positive results. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is being consistent in showing up. I think if you have your health and fitness goals and you've said that you are going to work out 3 times a week or 4 times a week, whatever it is, make sure you show up. Plan it. Be consistent with that. Have somebody to hold you accountable to that. Have a friend or a coach or a Facebook group or whatever it might be that is going to make you do it or make you check in if you need that type of push. Or start a journal and then, mark down every single day that you're supposed to work out that week. This way, if you have a missing X or a missing check mark, you realize that you might have missed your workout that you said that you were going to do, and you can make it up. So consistently showing up is what's going to get you the results. Showing up day in, day out, no matter how you feel, just make it a point to walk in that door and do your mission. Half the battle is just getting there. So put your workout clothes by your bed, set your alarm, do what you need to do, put your clothes on, head out to the gym, and even if you don't feel good, I'm telling you, some of the best workouts that I've had were when I didn't feel like it, and it didn't feel good, or it initially hurt, or it initially sucked, and I was able to move past it because I knew I was already there. I knew I had a certain amount of time to do what I needed to do, and you just do it, and you feel so good because even though it might not have been your best workout, you still showed up, and that showing up is making progress no matter what it is. Even if you only do 3 sets and it sucks, you still showed up and you still put in the effort to get there and do what you needed to do. So that's the first thing, is consistency in showing up, doing what you say you're going to do, and don't have any excuses for that. Just do it. And if you miss a day, make it up. Figure it out or work out extra that the next day. Whatever you need to do, just be consistent as best as possible. I know things derail your schedule. I know there are things that you can't control, but be consistent over time. The working out and fitness, health and fitness is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So just be consistent over time. The next thing I want to talk about is being consistent with your meals. I personally have a set meal schedule where I eat during certain times of the day, and I have a certain number of meals that I eat. I'm not saying you have to do this, but if you're going to be consistent with your diet, you need to set a schedule for yourself and stick to that schedule. And if you're going to be out during one of the times that you're supposed to eat, carry your cooler with you. I personally, if I know that I'm going to be out for longer than 2 hours, I carry my cooler with me because I eat typically between every 2.5 to 3 hours, but that's just my personal eating schedule. Your schedule might be different, but if you know that you're going to be out during the time window when you normally eat, bring your meal with you, prepare ahead of time. This way you're not stuck out searching for a drive-through or an unhealthy option while you're out there because you got stuck in traffic or some incident happened with your kids or you needed to go to an extra store because you forgot something. You don't want to ever be in a hungry mood and make poor choices because you didn't plan ahead. So always plan ahead. Be consistent with your meal timing and be consistent with your meal preparation so you're not out there making poor choices just because you're hungry. Another thing you should be consistent with is taking your supplements. I'm not saying anybody has to be on any type of supplements, but if you are going to choose to take supplements, make sure you're consistent with them. Make sure you take them at the same time of day. And over time, this way your body could get the maximum benefit of those supplements, or even your medications if you're on medication, or any type of vitamins or whatever you might be on. Make sure you're consistent with that so that you realize the maximum benefit of that instead of being spotty with it, because a lot of medications or a lot of supplements take somewhere between 7 to 14 or even 30 days to realize the benefits of those supplements or medications for your body. So if you're consistent, you'll be able to maximize the value that you're investing in those supplements or medications. The next thing I like to tell you to be consistent about is tracking your workouts and your meals. So let's start with the meals first. You have a diet plan or you have a diet schedule. Now you want to be consistent with tracking what you eat. This way you know where you're at. So if you already know what proteins, carbs, and fats you need to eat and the amounts, well, you need to be consistent in tracking those meals. And if you know that you're going to be held accountable for tracking those meals in an app or a notebook or your phone, then it makes you more conscientious about what you're putting into your body. So if I know that I have to write every single item of food down that I eat in order to hit my goals for the day, then I'll be less inclined to just randomly grab something out of a jar or candy bin or cookies or pretzels or whatever, because I know that I have certain goals that I need to hit. How are you going to know if the reason why you're not losing weight or not gaining weight or whatever your goal might be is not diet related, or it is diet related? If you're not tracking, you need to know consistently where you're at. This way you can manipulate whatever numbers you need to change in order to reach your goals. And again, it brings to mind that you are paying attention to everything that you're putting in your mouth and holding yourself accountable, being consistent with tracking. It might be hard at first. Tracking and weighing and measuring your food might be a pain for the first 2 weeks, but once you get it down, once you get in the habit of consistently doing it, then you'll feel weird when you don't do it. And at least you will get eyeball portions. You'll understand what 6 ounces of fish looks like, or 100 grams of a certain food item is, because you've been weighing and measuring it consistently. This way, if you do go out to a restaurant and they offer the same portions of protein, that you kind of can eyeball it and determine, yeah, that's definitely 6 ounces or 8 ounces. This way you could track it. Now, a lot of restaurants do have nutrition information on their websites that you can enter into your food tracker or your notebook and even eat out and be aware of what kind of calories that you're putting into your body, what the macros are for those restaurant type meals. Then tracking your workouts, your sets, your reps, your exercises, how you felt that day, what date it was, what time it was, how much sleep you got, how the workout felt. Did you have back pain? Did you have any type of injury? Did you have a cold that day? Did you not get enough sleep or whatever? Document that. How are you going to know if you're making any progress in the gym or your efforts if you don't know where you started and where you're going? It could be very motivational for you to see over the weeks your progression of the weights that you lift, the reps that you can lift, the exercises that you're doing. And It's not always going to get easier, but you will become more skilled at what you're doing if you have a coach or a mentor or a trainer or somebody to critique you on, let's say, the compound movements such as the squat, the bench, and the deadlift. Those are constantly evolving motions and movements that even advanced lifters require a critique to look them over and make sure that you're doing what's optimal for your body. But if you track that and be consistent with your tracking, you can have years worth of notebooks or journals on your phone or entries that show your progress, show how you're developing over time. And this way you could see your physique evolve over time. That's why they have programs like P90X. That's why they talk about 90-day fitness programs, because a lot of times you might not see results until 90 days. But if you have in your notebook that 14 days goes by and you've done 8 workouts in those 14 days and you've done the same exercise 2 or 3 times, and now you could see even a little bit of improvement. Maybe you did 1 more rep than you did last week, or 10 pounds heavier than you did last week. Seeing that progression is very motivating and it's very rewarding. Same thing with being consistent about weighing yourself or measuring yourself or having somebody measure you, is to determine the progress that you're making. Being consistent with tracking your weight and your measurements and documenting those changes in you can help you determine where you need to go. If you're not hitting your goals, if you're missing, you could determine, if you've been consistent, where those changes need to be made. It's hard if you're inconsistent and you don't know what you're eating, you don't know if you're getting any better at working out, you don't know if your measurements are changing, or just have a baseline. You don't know what to change then if you're not tracking these things and being consistent. Consistency, any workout professional, any person who's been in the gym, or just any person who's ever been successful will tell you that it's all about doing the things over time. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That's what Earl Nightingale says. How are you going to make progress if you don't know what you're doing and you're not consistent with what you're doing? So I hope you find some value in this. If you have any questions, please leave some comments in the video. Please like and subscribe this video Please like the video and subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be talking about a little bit more about the tools of the trade and fitness tips for you to try and help you guys achieve your fitness goals. I hope you have a wonderful new year, and I wish you lots of luck on your journey. Find a support group, find friends, share your goals with your friends and your family, and find people who support you, because you know that I do. Have a wonderful evening and Happy New Year.